What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Dr. Umar Johnson went live to announce that he has finally purchased the school that he's been saying for so long that he was going to purchase. All the donations have went to him opening up this school. It has been a lot of rumors out there about him, and he wanted to put some of those rumors to rest. He went live and spoke on the haters, telling the haters that they will not be allowed in his school. You can't even step in the building if you have ever said anything negative about him in this school. These are his words. Now, the live was over an hour long, and I know nobody wants to sit through all of that, but I did make it, easy on y'all, and I just recorded the parts where he named the location of the school and the requirements and other things he spoke on. So go ahead and take the time to watch this live and leave your comments below.
In trying to defend yourself from people who could care less of whether you're guilty or not. They just want attention. Okay, they just want to see drama. So I stayed away from it. I never listened to a single interview. I didn't participate in a single interview. For the first time a couple of weeks ago while I was in Atlanta, because I saw that the school purchase deal seemed to be likely to go through. So I said, you know what, we're going to get this school. So let me listen in on some of this garbage that went on a couple years ago. So I listened to an interview that was done with her, and I thank God that I never listened back in 2015, because had I listened 4 years ago, definitely, had I listened 4 years ago, I probably would have felt the need to respond. The lies were excessive. The lies were preposterous. And the lies were absolutely ridiculous. Now, what perturbed me even more than her conduct was the conduct of black men and women who claim to be conscious, who claim to be advocates for our people, who were interviewing this woman, and not a single person dared to ask her the most important question that could be asked. And that is, what proof or evidence can you produce that shows this man has mismanaged even a penny of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy money? All the interviews that were done, not a single person asked the question of evidence. They were so happy to see that the most popular and the most powerful and the most successful and internationally renowned scholar in this country right now of our race was at the brink of being destroyed. And they couldn't resist the opportunity to run in and try to destroy me, but it did not work. But after she was done, other Negroes rushed in. Many of the personalities in the conscious community, many of those who you listen to on YouTube, had something negative to say about me and the fundraising campaign. And I was amazed, because many of these people I had helped. Many of these people made money selling my merchandise. Many of these people had brought me in for lectures. But the minute they saw an opportunity to disgrace my name and get some YouTube views, they joined in on the conspiracy of 2015. But that's 4 years ago. We need not wallow in that. I'm simply recounting some of the struggle that has taken place on the road to getting to where we are now. And that is, brothers and sisters, that is. And I am happy to say that it is, that as I sit here on the 9th day of February, on the 9th day of the most important Black History Month in American history. And I call it that because this is the year of the quadricentennial. This August, we cross the finish line of 400 years of fighting against white racism and oppression in these United States of America, counting from the day that our ancestors were first brought here in August of 1619. August the 20th of 1619, they arrived. August the 21st of 1619 would have been their first sunrise under white power. And so on August the 21st of 2019, we will commemorate, we will remember 400 years of the struggle of our ancestors to bring us to where we are. We may not be in a great place, brothers and sisters, but we are in a much better place than where we were 300 years ago, where we were 400 years ago, and where we were, 100 years ago. So, brothers and sisters, I am here today to let you know that we have succeeded. To all the brothers and sisters who donated, who supported me through the thick and the thin, this has been a very long 4.5 years, brothers and sisters. A very long 4.5 years. And I'm just glad to say that we have our school. I am here today, brothers and sisters, to let you know that we have. With that being said, for those brothers and sisters who swallowed some of the Kool-Aid that was being sold to you by Hotep hustlers, con artists, and others in our community who, through whatever way, influenced you to stop supporting Dr. Umar Johnson, I forgive you. And I thank you for the fact that you did donate at some point in this 4.5 year struggle to purchase this school. I thank you anyway. I would probably argue that no more than 12 people out of the tens of thousands of donations that we have received, no more than 12 people out of the tens of thousands of donations that we have received, no more than a dozen, had decided to stop donating. Okay, no more than a dozen. Okay, 99.9% of all of you who supported me in the beginning supported me all the way up to the end. The letters of support, the letters of encouragement, the letters of faith, the prayers that you all sent forward on behalf of your brother, I can't thank you enough, because there were a couple times when I said to the ancestors, this is getting to be too much. It was getting to be too much. And I said that what I'm going to do is I'm going to refund all of the money to everybody. Let me just give it all back. And let me just go back to being a regular rank and file school psychologist. Let me go ahead and get my license and just do what I'm going to do, because this is just getting to be too much. But the ancestors said, no, we chose you, and you were chosen for these times. And if you quit now, you don't not only quit on yourself, you don't quit on black boys everywhere. You don't quit on your donors, but you quit on your ancestors. These same ancestors that you claim that you care so much about. These same ancestors that you want to validate and verify and honor on August the 21st of 2019, you quit on them. So the ancestors said, Ifa Tunde, do what you must do, and you keep on going. So through the 4 years when I would go to the slave dungeons in Ghana, in Senegal, when we would go to the different spiritual towns in Togo and Benin and South Africa, when I was in Malawi and Kenya and Egypt, and taking the cruise down the Nile River this past summer through Kemet and Ethiopia, I just called on all the ancestors to bring me the power and the strength that I needed to see this thing through. And they finally did it. So to my donors, followed by another $5 money order, I want to thank C. Smiley of Ontario, Canada. Shout out to Black Canada. Brothers and sisters, I want you to know that where this school is, and I'm going to announce that very soon, but where this school is, it don't just belong to Black America. It doesn't just belong to the Black people in the state where the first academy will be. It doesn't just belong to Black people in the city where the first academy will be. The DNA, the financial and spiritual and cultural and historical DNA of all people is on the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. We have Canada donations. We have Europe donations. We have Africa donations. We have Caribbean donations. We have donations from all over the world. And I would argue that this is probably, excuse me, Ooms. What's going on?
That black guy tried to come in here. He was ringing the bell. I never answered the door.
Okay, leave that door alone.
I did.
Okay, well, what are you doing now?
You want to say something on, they showing that soul training thing.
Okay, I'm going to call you back in a few.
All right.
But you good? All right. Pardon the interruption. Sister Stacia of Yonkers, New York. Sister Stacia of Yonkers, New York. $1,000 money order on March the 6th. That is the anniversary of the release of my first book, Psychoacademic Holocaust. That is also the anniversary of Ghanaian independence. That is also, yes. So I was blessed on the anniversary of my book and on the anniversary of Ghanaian independence with a $1,000 donation from Sister Stacia of Yonkers. We have a Mr. and Miss Patterson from Montclair, New Jersey. Montclair, New Jersey, $50 on March the 1st of 2017. Brother Reginald of Choctaw, Oklahoma, $20 money order on March the 3rd. We have Yumi of Jamaica, Queens. Okay, $10 money order. Sister Beverly of Naples, New York. Central Islip, New York, a $275 check. We have Peggy from Anderson, South Carolina. Okay, we have Amanda Smith with a $100 check. I'm only going to read a few of these. I just want to show you the type of love that we have gotten over the past 4 years. And brothers and sisters, we can't stop now. We have to keep on going because we have the school, but the school has to be renovated. So there's 3 stages in this process. There is acquisition, there is restoration, there's operations. There is acquisition, there's restoration, there is operations. There is acquisition, okay? There is restoration, and there is operation. We have acquired the building. We have succeeded in our first goal. It took us 4.5 years, but everything is in divine timing, brothers and sisters. We have acquired the school. So keep on donating, brothers and sisters. Do not send donations to my Cash App. My Cash App is not the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy app. Do not send donations to the Cash App. FDMG donations must be money order or check until you hear me say otherwise. It must be money order or check until you hear me say otherwise. Do not use my Cash App for donations. Donations sent to the Cash App are for Dr. Umar's personal expenses and to also offset other expenses related to my various nation building projects. Okay, it is not for the school. Do not use it for the school. Those donations are for me, for my personal usage and travel and expenses in the cause of nation building, but it is not specific to FDMG. Now, with that being said, I think it's time to announce the location. Over the past 2 years, we've been looking all across. We've been looking all across the country for this first school. I thought the school would have been in Detroit, several schools in Detroit, but it didn't happen. I thought we were going to get the charter school in Southfield, Michigan, across the street from Detroit. I didn't get the help that I needed. I didn't get the push that I needed. Brothers and sisters, just didn't make it happen in Detroit. We thought it was going to be in Chicago. Had a school in Chicago, had it inspected. They told me that wouldn't work. I had a school up in Mount Vernon, New York, but the Archdiocese, the Catholic Church, denied me. Another Catholic school here in Philadelphia, they denied me. Another Catholic school in Trenton, New Jersey, they denied me. We've been looking all across this country for the perfect location. And let me tell you how we got this location. It was truly divine timing. Truly divine timing. I want to go back to 2017. Last week of July, first week of August 2017, I took my 4th or 5th Pan-African group tour to Ghana, Togo, and Benin. We visited the Elmina and Cape Coast Castle slave dungeons. We visited the Asin Mansour slave river. We went to Togo, Benin. Benin is the voodoo capital. We visited the hometown of Toussaint Louverture, the leader of the Haitian Revolution. We did all of that. And when we came back from Ghana, Togo, and Benin, I was due to celebrate the total solar eclipse on Nat Turner Day. So we went down to Nat Turner Land. We went down to Nat Turner Land, and on August the 21st of 2017, we witnessed the first total solar eclipse that was able to be visually seen from the United States since the days of Garvey, 1918. Which I believe was prophetic. Since the days of Garvey, the last time we had a total solar eclipse in this country that was contiguous and invisible consistently through the skies of America was in 19 during the rise of the Marcus Garvey movement. So 100 years. We hadn't seen one for 100 years. And so down on Nat Turner Land, we watched one of the most beautiful spectacles of all time. And I started doing research on a total solar eclipse. And a total solar eclipse said that this was the beginning of new things. So I said to myself, if this is the beginning of new things, that means we're going to have a school soon. If this is the beginning of new things, that means we're going to have a school soon. But a school didn't come. Now, a couple days later, right after the Nat Turner eclipse of August the 21st, 2017, a couple days later, right after the Nat Turner eclipse of August the 21st, 2017, I learned of a school that was for sale. And I went and visited the school, and I loved it. It was a mini campus, not as big as St. Paul's, but in better shape than St. Paul's, although it's still going to need some restoration. But the asking price was too much. This was a couple days right after the Nat Turner eclipse. I want y'all to show how the eclipses are real and what they represent as it relates to the end of one era and the beginning of another era is profound. So we just came back from the voodoo capital, Benin. We just came back from the slave dungeons of Ghana. We just came back from Togo. We go to Nat Turner land on August the 21st of 2017, okay, to experience that historic eclipse on the very site of the greatest revolutionary black act in American history. A few days later, I go to this wonderful school that I would love to make FDMG, but we can't afford it. So I didn't give up, though. I didn't give up on that school. I said, we got to push, we got to push, we got to push. A couple days later, I go to Cuba. That Sunday, I go to Cuba. So I'm in Nat Turner land for the eclipse on that Monday. I think that was a Sunday or a Monday. I go to Cuba that Sunday, okay? In between Nat Turner and Cuba, and of course I was initiated into the mysteries of Ifa while in Cuba. I was initiated into the mysteries of Ifa while in Cuba. I was initiated into the mysteries of Ifa while in Cuba. So between Nat Turner and Cuba, I visit this school. This is August of 2017. 18 months ago, a year and a half. I didn't think I had any chance of getting this school, so we continued to travel the country looking for a school. So then, all of a sudden, divine intervention took place because we raised just under $750,000, but the asking price was much more than $750,000. So I didn't know what we were going to do, but I wanted this school. So we continued the negotiations, brothers and sisters. And finally, Black History Month, February 2018, we finally signed the deal and closed the deal. So for all my donors, I want to say thank you. And I want to let you know that your pennies and your dollars, no help from any celebrities, not a single celebrity donated, not a rapper, not an actor, not an athlete, nor do we care. Okay? The Garvey movement was built by everyday black people, and this movement will be built by everyday black people. But brothers and sisters, I'm glad to announce right here today on Saturday, February the 9th, 2019 Black History Month, that the location of the first Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy will be in the great state where Marcus Garvey incorporated the Black Star Line Steamship Corporation. Marcus Garvey incorporated the Black Star Line Steamship Corporation in the state of Delaware, 1919, and Dr. Umar Johnson, with the funds donated and invested in him by our people, have purchased the first Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy in the great state of Delaware, 2019. Marcus Garvey incorporated Black Star Line in Delaware, 1919. Marcus Garvey incorporated Black Star Line in Delaware, 1919. And Dr. Umar Johnson incorporates the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy in Delaware 100 years later, 2019. Now you know where it is. Now you know where it is. I will be uploading a video. I will be uploading a video to Facebook after my live feed. So you'll be able to go to my Facebook, Dr. Umar Ifatunde. My Instagram people, make sure you go to Dr. Umar Ifatunde. My Instagram people, make sure you go to Dr. Umar Ifatunde. About 30 minutes once we're done here, and I'm not going to keep you much longer, so you can watch the 25-minute video. It is a tour of the inside of the school. You don't get to see as much of it as I would have liked you to, because the lighting is not on in the school. We have to get that turned on. I have to go to the electric and gas company on Monday. Okay, but nonetheless, brothers and sisters, we have it. And we currently have a security system that's owned by the previous owner. We're going to be transferring that over, but they were gracious enough to allow me to continue to use their security system to protect the building until I transfer it over, which I must do in the next 30 days. So if you live in Delaware, the first state, Delaware is the first state of the United States, and it will be the first state for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. The state of Delaware will be for Black America what Washington, D.C. is for white America. The state of Delaware will be to Black America what Washington, D.C. is to white America. Where my Delaware people at? If you live in Delaware, where you at? Where my Delaware State University students are. Because I need a couple brothers and sisters in Delaware to help me push the movement. But this is not only about Delaware, although I'm looking for Delaware, because Delaware has a new responsibility now. Delaware has a new responsibility because you are now the focus of the Pan-African world. We are now the focus of the entire Pan-African struggle. Delaware is now the capital of Black consciousness. Where I go, so goes the headquarters of Black African consciousness. Where I go, so goes the headquarters of Black African consciousness. So whether you live in Dover, Delaware, whether you live in the beaches of Delaware, okay, whatever county you are in, whether you're in Wilmington, wherever you are in Delaware, you need to hit me up. If you are in Delaware and you are serious about nation building, if you live in Delaware and you are serious about nation building, whether that is FDMG, whether that is Team Pan-African, whether that is NIBPA, whether that is the Unapologetically African Movement, I need you to text me 215-989-9858. Again, 215-989-9858. Again, 215-989-9858. If you are serious, sisters, this is not about no dating. This is not about no mating. This is not about no relationship. If you're interested in Dr. Umar, don't text me. This is not about that. This is about building a future for our people. The Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy of Delaware will also be the international headquarters for Team Pan-African. It will be the international headquarters for the international movement for the independence and protection of African people. But we're not stopping there. So Delaware, let me put it out right now. I will be holding a private Black Delaware family meeting. I will be holding a private Black Delaware family meeting. I will be holding a private Black Delaware family meeting on Thursday, February the 28th at 7 p.m. Thursday, February the 28th at 7 p.m. If you live in Delaware and you want to come to that meeting, please text me and I will text you the information. This is only for Delaware. This is only for Delaware. You must be an African who resides within the state of Delaware. It doesn't matter where you live in Delaware. It doesn't matter where you live in Delaware, because this is hashtag BDM Black Delaware Movement. This is hashtag BDM the Black Delaware Movement. There will be a meeting from 7 to 9. The last day of Black History Month in Delaware. There will be a meeting from 7 to 9, a confidential meeting. It is not a lecture. It is an opportunity for me to introduce myself to my new Delaware family, because I will be moving there. I will be relocating to Delaware. And for those of you who live in Delaware, if you know of some places I might want to consider moving to, home or apartment, please text me that information. Help your brother out. Help me get acclimated. I don't want no haters and I don't want no opportunists. Let me say it again. I don't want no coons. I don't want no haters and I don't want no opportunists. I don't want no coons. I don't want no haters. I don't want no opportunists. I am looking to build a strong, close-knit group a revolutionary Pan-African nationalist in the state of Delaware. If you are one of them, then you need to be at the meeting that's going to take place on Thursday, February the 28th at 7 p.m. If you need that information, 215-989-9858. I will not be calling you. You will contact me. 215-989-9858. Now, in addition to the hashtag BDM Black Delaware Movement, in addition to the hashtag BDM Black Delaware Movement, under Team Pan-African, there will be a special initiative under Team Pan-African. There will be a special initiative known as the Marcus Garvey Mid-Atlantic Movement. The Marcus Garvey Mid-Atlantic Movement. It will be a special initiative to organize brothers and sisters who live in the Mid-Atlantic section of America. We are approximately speaking of Connecticut down to D.C. Connecticut down to D.C. If you live in New York, if you live in New Jersey, if you live in Connecticut, if you live in Pennsylvania, if you live in Delaware, if you live in Maryland, let me say it again. If you live in the state of New York, if you live in the state of Connecticut, if you live in the state of New Jersey, if you live in the state of Pennsylvania, if you live in the state of Delaware, and if you live in the state of Maryland, those 6 states will make up the Marcus Garvey Mid-Atlantic Movement of Team Pan-African. And if you live in one of those 6 states, I repeat, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, okay, and Connecticut, if you are interested in being a serious part of the Marcus Garvey Mid-Atlantic Movement, which seeks to organize black folks in those 6 cities of the Mid-Atlantic seaboard, then you need to get in contact with your brother. I need serious New Yorkers, not Hoteppers. I need serious New Yorkers, serious Connecticut family, serious Jersey family. I need serious Maryland family, serious Pennsylvania family. Okay? Because those 6 states will become the epicenter of the movement. Delaware is the capital of the Black Conscious Movement, but the 6 states will become the epicenter. Delaware is now the capital of Black consciousness, but those 6 states will make up the epicenter. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware. If you are in one of those states and you are serious about helping your brother, get with me. If you have previously hated, you cannot be a part of this. Anyone who has spoken against the school, anyone who has ever spoken against me, anyone who has ever liked a comment against me, liked a comment against the school, you are not allowed anywhere near the school. And I say that respectfully. I forgive you. I don't hold grudges. I love all my people. But anyone who has hated on me or this, you are not allowed in my school for the rest of your life. You can't come to an event. You can't come to the Pan-African Youth Conference. You can't come to the Black Women's Fashion Show, the Black Women's Conference. You can't come to the study groups. You can't come to the think tanks. You can't come to none of the formals, none of the parties. You can't come to the yoga class. You can't come to the fitness center. You can't visit the Pan-African Library.
What's up, y'all? I hope you did not forget to hit that subscribe button. Look, if you did, it's all good because I'm here to remind you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Also, feel free to follow me on my other social media. I am at YouTube Stephanie on Instagram and at Lovey Dovey on Snapchat. Thanks for watching again. Bye, y'all.